Hey everybody, I'm Tim and today I'm here to ruffle some feathers. And you're watching Cigars Daily. I want to invite you to get more out of all our content now when you watch it on cigarsdailyplus.com, because we're always working to make it better on Cigars Daily Plus. And for this video, I am puffing on the Room 101 Big Payback Maduro, which just landed at the Cigars Daily HQ, and I am so excited to be working with Matt Booth and his brand, so you guys can find these at our shop now. Nothing brings people together quite like bitching about other people behind their backs. It's just one of those special pieces of humanity that makes us so unique. And when you get into a hobby like cigars, that can be easy to do because over time you develop like rituals that help you get even more out of it. You learn the quote unquote right way of doing things so that you don't mess it up as you go. And it makes it that much more offensive when you see uninformed people who don't understand how to do it the right way. And so today I wanted to take you through some of my personal pet peeves, but also things that are actually pet peeves across the cigar smoking world. Just in case you're just getting into this, you don't have to avoid any of these things. You can do all of them because at the end of the day, you should smoke cigars how you want to. But if you are doing one of these things and someone's looking at you cross-eyed, this might help you understand why a little bit better. And like I said, I'm puffing on the Room 101 Big Payback Maduro in this video, but I am going to likely destroy some cigars to make my point today. And so I've got a few naked sticks here. They're just random bundles, so if you're squeamish about seeing cigars get destroyed, I know for some people that's like a huge bummer. And of course, also, this is not a totally exhaustive list of pet peeves. If you go on the internet, you'll find that no list covers all pet peeves because so many people get so offended about so many things these days. So put your own pet peeves down in the comments below, and who knows, maybe we'll just fight about it and resolve all our issues. So the first one on this list is a personal pet peeve of mine. I see this online. It seems to be trending right now, and for the love of God, I don't know why. But for whatever reason, people now want to smoke their cigars backwards. They cut the cap, they puff the foot, they light the cap, and it's just a whole upside down backwards experience, which altogether is fine, I suppose, if you want to do that. I like it as little as I like watching people try to eat pizza backwards, which, by the way, if you remember, was also just a fad because it made no sense. It's crazy to do such things, but at the end of the day, you should enjoy cigars the way you want, just not backwards. There's a construction element to this because the cigar's got cigar glue around the cap that just holds the whole thing together. As you smoke past that cap, eventually you stand the real risk of the entire cigar unraveling. But regardless of whether or not the cigar unravels, if you smoke the thing backwards, you will look ridiculous, at least to me. And the next pet peeve is one that's personally one of mine, but I see it shared by many people in the cigar world online, and that is when people smoke the band. You know, cigars come with these cigar bands or cigar rings, you call them whatever you want, and they're beautiful, they're works of art, they're meant to communicate what the cigar is about and at least let you tell it apart from the other sticks in your humidor. But every once in a while I see people smoking a cigar and they smoke clear into the band without removing it, and they post these pictures online like, hey, what's happening everyone? Just enjoying this brick house. What an awesome cigar. Hashtag YOLO. And the truth is, all you're really telling people is that you don't understand the basic fundamentals of flavor. So much of enjoying a cigar is about getting the flavor that the blender intended, and paper and printer ink is typically not part of that profile. Now, there are a few cigars out there where you can smoke the band, like Leaf by Oscar cigars, because their bands are actually made out of leaf, which is a really cool thing. But for the most part, if you're going to smoke a cigar and you get to the band and want to keep going, you should take the band off. It is definitely not good for you to be combusting these elements near your mouth. And then I've got one that you've almost definitely heard before, especially if you watch this channel, because this drives me bonkers and I see so many people doing it. And that is sniffing the cigar through the cellophane. Because when you do this, what you're communicating is that you don't smell very much because you can't pick up too many scents of a cigar through the cellophane. Even taking the cigar out of the cellophane and sniffing the thing is not going to give you like anything other really than that holistic sense of a good smell smell of a cigar. It's almost that barnyard type smell. But truly, to be able to pick up a stick and sniff the thing and tell a person anything about that cigar, like where it comes from, what type of leaf was used, there's not going to be many people on the planet that are able to do that. The best chance that most of us have of learning much about a cigar's flavor is to light the thing up and enjoy it. Plus, I know that this happens to be a pet peeve for a lot of people who own cigar shops. Some cigars don't come with cellophane at all, and when those touch your nostrils, it makes them not worth nearly as much, like exactly 100% less than they were worth before. So not touching the cigar to your nose is appreciated by cigar shops, but not acting like you can smell stuff through the cellophane, that's appreciated by everyone. And then I got a weird one for you. And this one I've seen most in cigar lounges, and I've even had a couple people recommend this to me as a way to make a cigar better. But you see it most like in a lounge when someone will take a cigar, go to cut the thing, and maybe they get the tip a little bit wet to get extra tobacco off there or something, and then proceed to lick the entire cigar from cap to foot, slobbering all over the thing with their disgusting tongue. These are not the types of things that people should do in public. It's terrible. And I've decided to be eternally offended by this act because I don't see any way that it's going to make the cigar experience better. If anything, having a cigar with like relatively the same humidity and filler and binder and a super wet wrapper is probably going to contribute to some type of burn issues. One thing is for sure, I don't see how it would make the flavor better. So if you want to globber all over your cigar and lick the whole thing up and down, that's fine. You should do it. Just don't do it where anyone can see you. Gross. And of course, this wouldn't be any kind of top pet peeves video if I didn't mention one that actually pisses people off at every level of the cigar world. In cigar lounges where people get together to enjoy cigars, or in cigar shops and cigar companies, the people who run them, even all the way down in Latin America in the factories where cigars are made. This one is like a wholesale offense, and it usually happens when a person is about to be done with a cigar, they take that last enjoyable puff, and then proceed to stamp the thing out in the ashtray as if it slept with their sister or something. And this produces this massive cloud of smoke that's gonna linger and hang around with your friends even after you're gone, sort of like leaving a fart behind. And it's something that's annoying in a cigar lounge, but to cigar professionals and cigar makers, it's a big deal because to them, this is not just any other product. Somebody sat down and handcrafted the blend that you're smoking to give the best possible experience, and then set to work 300 sets of hands to produce the thing. That's a ton of work and a ton of manpower to create a piece of art that hopefully you enjoyed a whole lot. It's also the reason that in the industry say when you're done with a cigar, you set it down and you let it die with some dignity. It's a great way to go. It doesn't create this huge plume of smoke, and it gives at least some respect to the piece of art that you just enjoyed. If you want to smash out your cigar, that's certainly within the realm of your rights, but don't be surprised if AJ Fernandez appears out of nowhere and smashes you out. And so there you have it, some big pet peeves of mine and of the rest of the cigar world too. But again, this is not a conclusive list. It's not everything. So drop your comments down below. What have you seen in the cigar world that drives you absolutely bonkers? I cannot wait to read some of these, guys. And again, check this video out on cigarsdailyplus.com because we're always working to make it better on Cigars Daily Plus. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Tim signing off for Cigars Daily, and I will see you in the comments.